Hey, what's going on? So, it's been a long Memorial Day weekend, and I'm trying something that, trying to relax, doing my, Spreakers and YouTubes. This time I'm only on my Spreaker audio podcast, and what I'm going to be doing is I'll be coming to you right now, and at the same time I'm going to be looking at my email, because my email is where I've got everything that comes to me, and then by the time I'm done reading everything, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm just too mind boggled, and my mind is kind of like scrambled eggs with information. And I remember before the internet, especially in Bible school, the most technological breakthrough we had then was a thing called Bookman, and a thing called the Bookman Bible. And believe it or not, I did a web search recently. Throughout the last several years I've done a web search, and just recently I actually did one, and they still have Bookman Bibles. They come with a chip, like a USB card type thing, or not a USB card, but like a memory chip that you put on a phone, but it's a little bit more heavy duty, and you just slip it in there. They have books, they have on Bible. It probably takes maybe 3 or 4 of those to cover the whole Bible, I don't know. But from 89 to 94, that was the most technological thing that they had, and I'm like, I want one of those, and I never was able to get one. I couldn't afford it. And even if I wanted one now, I still can't really afford it. But right now, the most technological breakthrough I have right now is, of course, a smartphone. It's a V40 Optimus. What kind of phone is it? It's an Android phone, actually, but it's an LG V40, and it's awesome. I highly recommend it. And I've never had an iPhone. Of course, those things are like twice as much for just an iPhone. The technological things that I've got cordless earbuds. You know, there's a wire connecting both earbuds, of course, but it's Bluetooth capable. And that's another thing that came in the late 90s, probably around 2000 actually. It's a British idea, Bluetooth. And Wi-Fi is actually an American idea from my hometown, San Diego, where I'm at right now, coming to you from. And there's just so many things now that we have. Of course, I've got my PC, and I have a television screen and my PC monitor hooked up, but it cannot handle a third monitor. I tried, and the computer freezes, so it doesn't have enough memory to handle 3 monitors. But I'm still pretty technologically advanced, and I can broadcast to the whole world like I'm doing right now with just a smartphone and an app, and also blogs. So it is 6:54 p.m. Pacific time, Memorial Day Monday, May 27th, 2019. And now let's scroll through my email. Wow, simultaneously broadcasting live throughout the universe. The principalities of the air. Let's see. Conservative Tribune. Colorado officials caught colluding with Planned Parenthood. Pro-choice group even edited papers for state. Let's see what that headline is all about. Starting at the top here. And I'll just summarize, skim through the articles. As several, what is this dated? Most likely, it's dated today. Modified today. The came at 1:56 p.m. and it was modified at 1:58. They must have had a spelling error, who knows. As several Democrat-led states worked to legislatively expand abortion rights, a number of Republican-led red states countered with legislation of their own that further restricted abortion, with Alabama passing into law one of the strictest measures in the nation that would ban virtually all abortions in the state. In response to that, some of these Democrat-led states and municipalities have sought to express their displeasure with Alabama's new law by imposing a sort of travel ban that would prohibit the use of taxpayer funds for any sort of official travel to Alabama. Colorado is one of those liberal-led states to do so. However, as Colorado NBC affiliate 9 News first reported, the Colorado Secretary of State's office reached out to top-level officials at abortion providers, Planned Parenthood of the Rocky Mountains, including Vice President of Communications Whitney Phillips and Political Director Jack Teeter, for comment and guidance on a draft announcement of the boycott prior to the public release of that announcement. On May 16, just a couple hours before the travel ban was announced publicly by Democrats. You see where we're going here, folks? We're something that I still have to get on my Spreaker is a short video, a 20-minute video that I did predicting 2 weeks ago, after being totally miffed about the U.S. Border Patrol sending hundreds, up to 130 passengers per plane load 3 times a week from Texas to San Diego, California, because they're overwhelmed. And I predicted that there's going to be sicknesses, and lo and behold, a week after I did that video, which was 2 weeks ago, so a week after, which was mid last week, there's a flu outbreak, and who knows what other types of sicknesses they have, but they're bringing them, and it's going to spread to the people who are caring for them, and it's going to spread out, and it's going to spread to the whole United States, as well as other outbreaks that are going in other states already. And it's just a shame, big shame, and it's something that we need to be in prayer about. Definitely, it's all we really have is a wing and a prayer with certain things, and it seems that tornadoes, hurricanes, everything that's happening in the Midwest, Iowa, Oklahoma, flooding, Texas, the rain that just won't stop in California. Finally, on Memorial Day today, the sky cleared, and thank God. A friend of mine 2 weeks ago, his home burnt down. So a bunch of us friends from church have been helping him clean up his home so they can, fortunately it's in a mobile home park, and now we're just down to the trailer part of it, the mobile, the road, with the wheels, the trailer, the frame, and he'll be getting one brought in, but we've been doing that every day for the past couple of weeks. So it's disasters. Homes are sliding into riverbanks, flooded riverbanks in other parts of the country, and California, of course, throughout the year we've already had our mudslides, our flash floods, and the only thing we haven't had in California is an earthquake. We've got drought, we've got corruption, political corruption, and but these travel bans, I also predicted that with these travel bans, these illegal immigrants, they're not going to be able to be going from state to state without permission from other states. And the only states that will be allowing them to come in would be neighboring states that would be sanctuary states, which would be Oregon. And then from Oregon, they can go to Washington, because Washington is a sanctuary state, but Arizona is not. There are a city or two in Arizona that are sanctuary cities, but here in California, San Diego is a sanctuary city, and the state is a sanctuary state. So, hey, some people are coming in here right now and at the park, the clubhouse at my place. So I'm going to sign off right now. So this has been a little quickie, and I'm going to, gosh, I've really got pretty much no broadcasting freedom where I'm at, and I really need listener support so I can actually move from where I'm at, because I'm roommating with a family member, and when I go to do broadcasts inside the house, you know, my family member will drive up and I have to stop what I'm doing, and when I'm in my room I can't, you know, it just takes privacy. When I have radio broadcasts, 5 years of radio broadcasting, production manager, news director, disc jockey, and you really do need quiet, and that's what those signs are for that says on air, because your concentration has to be stellar. And but anyways, I was able to tie this article in travel bans. Can you believe that? But I predicted with the immigrant situation that there's going to be travel bans that are exactly like communistic USSR in Russia when they were communists. And you had to get permission from your local government or their state government or their national government to go wherever they want to go. They have to get permission, like going to a welfare office and getting some kind of aid. And you watch. There's going to be travel bans, and then there's going to be new laws. It's setting precedent. Everything that the government, the whole United States, is experiencing lots of corruption, and it goes from one precedent being set to another precedent being set, which requires further laws. And it is, I think they want it to be total chaos. It's 2019, just another 12 months. It's going to be May of 2020, and then 6 more months after that, it's going to be election time of next year. So we've only got a year and a half till election time, November of 2020, for the presidential elections, governor elections, congressman elections, senator elections. Elections in most of the states that are every 4 years or every 6 years, and I think they want chaos before the next elections. So be prepared, be in prayer, and I'm glad I was able to tie these two subjects together with this one article. And I wonder if I could get to something else. Looks like these people, they went to the swimming pool, and teenager, a kid, and a mom. What's next? United with Israel. Palestinians build fake ancient village. Palestinians build fake ancient village. Horrific fires were arson terror. And this has been going on for a long time too. Fires were arson. Was Chief Rich Sanders' article anti-Semitic? Worst El Al seats for anti-Israel musicians. So they're suffering social persecution in Israel big time. Even Netanyahu, it was a celebration that he won again as prime minister, and now they're talking about unseating him and having another election, just like Turkey. Turkey was going to have another election after, I think his name is Tayyip Erdogan, and he quashed that real quick. But in Israel, it's more like a democracy, and they're not really into quashing things violently or anything like that. But let's pray for Israel. Let's pray for the peace of Jerusalem. So you could Google that. Palestinians build fake ancient village. Let's see. Another thing from conservative brief. Trump is still talking about immigration. A private group built a half-a-mile wall that in an area in New Mexico that the government said was impossible, and they did it. A private group, and it's finished with the help of a former Kentucky legislator. So the wall is being built privately and government funded, but they managed to put some sort of a stop to that for a little bit. Here, I'll go ahead and complete with this. Franklin Graham, exactly 6 days from now, he's calling for prayer for the president. So 6 days from now, Franklin Graham is asking people of Christ across our nation to set aside next Sunday, June 2nd, as a special day of prayer for the president, Donald J. Trump. And I don't think it's just happenstance, coincidence, or anything like that. I believe that there are things that are going to be going on real quick, especially with a group of politicians who were doing the accusing of another group of politicians with the so-called witch hunt, collusion, Russian collusion scandal and all that, and a few people got arrested and jailed for things unrelated to the collusion, and that actually started in 2012 from liberal politicians on the Democrat and socialist side against conservative, mainly Republican side. And it was their turn, so now it is the Democrats' turn. And Hillary Clinton and even former President Barack Obama may even go to jail. But somebody is, and some people are going to go to jail, and that's where the chaos is going to be focused on mainly. So let's pray next Sunday, June 2nd, especially for President Donald Trump. All right. Go ahead and sign off on this. We got on for 26 minutes, almost a half an hour. So God bless you guys and have a wonderful day.